Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. It is Sunday. It's going to be a super Sunday because, of course, we are kicking things off with the Softer Side of Life, which is absolutely awesome. Now, it wouldn't be a Softer Side of Life show without the lovely Bernie being here with me. Bernie, how are you? Are you having a super Sunday so far?
Hi Joe, I'm having a fabulous day. The sun is shining and it was 14.5 degrees when I was driving in this morning, which was unbelievable. The dizzy heights of heat. So I've got the fan on.
Awesome. Got the fan on. We'll be fine. I mean, it's tropical. This is tropical for the Northeast. Make sure you are checking out everything that's in the show. Pop yourself over to the website. I've got a really special promotion running today for Club Inspire members, which of course all of you are. It means that for every order, let me get this right. We'll do this bit again, George, afterwards. You'll get 50 bonus points if you place an order today on Crafters TV, on any of the items that are in the show. Place an order, you'll get 50 bonus points. That is one per customer, which is absolutely awesome. The other thing we must say, Bernie, is Happy Mother's Day if you are across in the US, or G'day Mother's Day if you are down under. It's just still Mother's Day, isn't it? You've got an hour left if you are down under. But hello to all the mothers out there. If you want to send us some warm wishes for your mother on Mother's Day, you can do so by getting in touch with us in all the usual way. Crafters TV over on Facebook, or of course Crafters Companion on YouTube, which will be awesome. But you're going to share lots of things with us today, aren't you? Do you want to get sort of whet our crafty appetite, if you will?
I don't know where to start, Joe. We've got so many, and then I just realised how coordinated I am with my samples, with my top. We've got Build-A-Block. Now, we haven't had the original Build-A-Block system on for a long time. We've finally got them back in stock. They're absolutely fantastic. And I mean, we've got this bag. I mean, everyone thinks quilts straight away, but you don't have to. You can make a bag as well. So it's, you know, you're not getting sort of, if you sort of think, oh, well, it's just for quilting. It isn't. It's for anything that you want to make. We've also got the border quilting pattern guides on the show. I love this one. Hearts for Mother's Day. So I was planning ahead, Joe. I was thinking, you know, for Mother's Day we need to celebrate. And also we've got my favourite cute little characters on the show. Build-A-Buddy.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Great deal on those.
I love these. Yeah, it's a full set as well, so it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so we've got those on the show as well. So yeah, we've got absolutely loads of stuff on the show. I can't wait.
Awesome. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic show. Loads of you tuning in saying hi as well. Any questions that you've got as we go through the show, pop them across to me. I just want to quickly share with you my pick of the show. Now, we've got Save a Stitch coming up a little later. We've got these Hawaiian dies coming up within the show. Now, these are amazing value because club members save £91 or $106 on these. You've got your pineapple, your tea leaf, the Bordeaux, breadfruit, there you go. I've got lenses in today for the first time in weeks. I was saying this to Bernie. I can see, but it's just all looks a bit different. So you can, it's just a bit of an adjustment. But those are a really traditional Hawaiian die that allow you to make really gorgeous blocks like these. You'll be seeing those later in the Save a Stitch. We have already lost one of our Save a Stitch deals. So if there is anything in there that you see that you fancy, you think, oh yeah, it's going straight in my basket, I would definitely snap it up quickly. Something else I need to tell you about is Build-A-Block. The OG Build-A-Block is back in stock and is available right now. It is the first time since October that has been in stock. It's incredible. We'll talk about it. You can make 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 and 12-inch blocks using that. You've got loads in there. We'll talk about it more. We have got brand new fabrics for you on the show too. Gorgeous Macau fabrics. Head over to the website to see those. A lot of these are a third gone already. They are very, very regal. You're going to love them. They're all half-metre pieces for you. Bernie's just nearly passed out. She loves those fabrics so much, looking at those. You'll be seeing those later in the show. But what I really want to quickly show you is this, a fabulous deal for you on the fabric coat and the fabric stabiliser. Brilliant deal on this one. You've got a lovely saving. You're basically buying one and getting the other one half price, which is wonderful. £16 or $23.20. So fabric stabiliser and fabric coat, Bernie. For anyone else, for anyone out there that hasn't seen this before, what is this going to do for all of your sewing needs?
So what these are going to do, Joe, it's a coating that's either going to sit on your fabric or sink into your fabric to make your fabric behave differently. If I show you some samples straight away, you'll see what I mean. This, I mean, I love this cute apron. Look how cute this is. Just a little apron there. Now that is 100% cotton fabric. That's been treated with the fabric coat, and then it makes it waterproof.
Nice.
So if you're thinking for the kids, if they're baking or painting or anything like that, and then you can put it through the washer as well. So you know you've got a lot of uses for those. Baby bibs, that's going to be the first one I was making a sample of, I was thinking about, and bibs was the first thing that came into my mind for this. And you can't always see it's actually got a coating on. You can feel that it feels a little bit different. And all it is, if I just open it up and just show you, this one's well used. I've used a lot of this one, but it does last ages. Let's see if you can see. There we go. Can you see? It looks a bit like hair gel. That's,
yeah.
You know, the old pots of hair gel that you get. And all you do is get a brush or a palette knife or a spatula. You're just going to put a thin layer onto your fabric, let it dry. The instructions are on the side of the carton. Let it dry, put another layer on, let it dry again, put another layer on, let it dry again. I'll leave it overnight after that third one. And then what you do is just put some parchment paper over the top or an applique sheet and iron it.
Okay.
And once you've heat sealed it, that then makes it waterproof. So it's great, I mean, for bags, if you're dog walking, you're out with the dog and you've got a bag with the treats in and the poo bags and everything, you want a waterproof bag, so you know you can make a little bag. See, there's a little zip there, you can put poo bags in.
So is it fair to say that it makes sort of something that's like a bit like an oilcloth almost, Bernie?
That sort of protection, yes.
Awesome.
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic. And then the other thing that you're getting in with this pair is the stabiliser. I love the fabric stabiliser. And what the stabiliser is going to do, I'm actually going to show you rather than try and explain it. If I've got a piece of fabric, oh my gosh, Joe, this fabric is
isn't it
adorable. It might be my fault that the other fabric sold out as well, because I just went a little bit mad on social media, cooing about it. This is the blue damask, this one.
Right.
If I lift this piece up, can we see how it's floppy? And it's going to be, because it's fabric. Now, I've got a piece that I have... what you do is saturate it. It's just a liquid in the spray. You saturate it. I've folded this one. Can you see now how that is
much more
it's
rigid,
more like
isn't it?
paper.
Yeah.
So it makes it more sort of pliable, especially if you want to do 3D things, which funnily enough, Joe, is what I'm going to show you how to make. And again with this, what I tend to do, there is a spray, so you can spray it and then make sure it all saturates in your fabric. What I do, and what I've done to prep for my show, is I got a washing up bowl, poured some of it in, saturated it, wrung it out as tight as you can, and then I just put it on the washing line, or you could put it on a tea towel or a towel over the radiator just for it to dry. You don't want it dripping, you want it sort of wrung out. And then it comes through and it's all creased and you think, no, goodness me. When you iron it, it goes floppy again with the heat.
Okay.
As soon as it cools down, it goes back to that consistency. So you can see how it just, you know,
So
just
does that make it
changes
easier to work with and sew with then if it has if it's more sort of rigid?
So it's, if anyone's used starch before, and when you buy some fabrics, it also has an element of starch in it to make it crisper for you to help you sew easily, or if you want to make 3D projects. But with this one, it's perfect for is if you're doing a applique as well. So if you're cutting something out of applique and your fabric's quite free, so if you spray with this and make it stabilised, you can cut out your shapes intricately, stitch them on, but then once it washes out. Once you've washed it. So it's absolutely great.
Is it
but
good
also,
to use if you're like die cutting as well then, Bernie?
Perfect.
Yeah?
And also if you're a machine embroiderer. Embroider your fabric, you don't necessarily need stabiliser on the back. And I have tried that because I do a lot of machine embroidery and it's brilliant, it does work. But I thought I'll make something bit 3D. I've got some fabric boxes, Joe. Now I've made some of them already, but I'm going to show you how I make another one. Look at my little Dinky one. If I just open him up, I'll give him a name.
It's a him.
Now what you need in there is like a little bit of flapjack or ginger cake.
Or a little engagement ring.
Oh, well, yeah, you never know, Joe.
Just got to find someone first.
Well, I'll probably end up with flapjack in mine. I have brought in for everyone today. I've brought flapjack.
Oh,
and
it's
ginger cake.
delicious.
It's going down a treat. It's outside. I should put a little bit in there, shouldn't I? So you've got the little one there, and then I've got this big one. I'm going to make the medium one. Then I've got this big one here, and I'm going to show you how to make this. I'm not even going to sew, Joe. How shocking is that?
You're not going to
do a demo without sewing. Yeah.
Oh my word. So even if you didn't have a machine then you could make this. Grab the fabric, grab the stabiliser.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And it's great for getting out. You can use any size square you want, but this one here is made with a 6-inch square. So if you think about making a smaller one, obviously that it comes out sort of less than half the size of what your original one is. So I've done that one there. The small one was a 6-inch square of fabric, one of each colour, and that one's the I can't remember what we call it, Joe. Is it the trumpet vine? I think
the trumpet.
It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
I wanted to get a dog and call him Trumpet.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just so you could shout.
A little French bulldog.
Hey,
Trumpet,
Trumpet.
come on. Yeah, I thought it was a cute name for a dog.
Not like me. Pippi, come here, Pippi. Bless her. She doesn't come when I shout nicely. She won't come, but if I shout Pippi, she comes.
Right.
So. Bless her. So what you're going to do is get your square of fabric, and what I'll show you actually, let me quickly just heat this just so you can see what I was saying about it going soft again. So I have put the iron on, haven't I? Yeah. So as soon as you iron it, it's quite magic because I say the heat makes it just go all. So see now how that's gone now.
So that's almost back
now.
to the consistency of fabric again.
Yeah, yeah. So it takes it back. So let me just pop that iron out the way. Right, so if you do iron it, you just want to let it cool before you do this so it forms the creases. So you're going to get your square of fabric, any size, and then you're going to put it so you've got wrong side facing up, and just fold it diagonally. And because you've got that stabiliser in, it lets you crease it. If you try and do that with without the stabiliser, it won't crease as well, and you want it to really crease. Then open it out and do it the other way. And this is the same for the bottom and the lid. But there's a bit at the end where the lid's slightly different, which I'll show you when we get to that bit. So all I've done there is I've got a fold that way and that way. Now, what you can do is if you get, and you think I can't really see my middle point very well, you could get your heat erasable pen. I'm just going to put a little dot in the middle there so I can just see the dot. And then you're going to bring these ones in and just line it up. And this is, I mean, it's origami. So, I mean, how long, I don't know how many years, hundreds of years origami's been out. There was I found one online that was, show you how to do it into a hexagon.
Or a swan.
A swan, yeah.
Or a monkey.
I got a bit confused with the hexagon one and thought, oh no, I better not do that live on air. It might turn out like a circle or something. It was...
I went on a cruise many years ago, and every night when you went back to they have, on a cruise, you get a turn down service, which sounds, like, and that's, someone comes to your cabin about, 5, 6 in the evening while you're out having dinner, and they pull your sheets down for you, and just re-plump your room.
What class was this, Joe?
I had an internal cabin with no window. It was not fancy. But they also fold your towels into animals. So sometimes you have a little monkey hanging up from the roof of your cabin. There was a swan sometimes. Yeah, it was very cool. And that's origami good as well, I bet.
Yeah. So once you've got all those 4 pieces put in there, you're then going to fold the sides over. And again, you're just folding it over into the middle. And if you haven't got... like these false nails are quite actually good for doing this creasing it. If you haven't, what you could do is you could use the side of your scissor or your bone, what you call it?
Bone folder.
Bone folder?
Yeah.
Is it? Or you if you've got one of those bamboo pokey turnaround things. Yeah, you could use one of them.
They've got a funny name, haven't they?
Yeah, bamboo creaser, actually.
But what's the funny name for the turning tool that you use to poke it through?
What, mine?
Yeah, what's it called? They've got a funny name.
Me dobber dabber.
Is it called a dobber dabber though?
I don't know if you could use that.
I think
it's called a dabber. The full name. Somebody did let us know if you.
I thought it had a hilarious name.
I can't remember now. And then what you're going to do is open those out, and then open it like this, and then fold these bits in. So don't worry if you get lost off, because obviously the show's always there. You can go back and watch this.
A lot of love for the fabrics that are on the show.
Oh,
I'm going to take you through them all very, very shortly, so just stay tuned.
Beautiful. So I'm just making sure that they meet in the middle. I mean, this one is... Oh. When I was looking at it, like, I can only pick so many, and I didn't know which ones to pick. I knew this one straight away. Right, so we're nearly there. So we've got the sides folded in that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this top one and just give that another press on those side bits, and the same on that one. Could you iron it
at this point if you wanted to?
You can,
but it's going to go floppy, isn't it?
Yeah, the only problem is you'd need to make sure you didn't iron out any of the other creases that you've done. But if you've got a little iron, you could just iron sort of sections of it. So I did try it with the iron at home, and I just found that if I ironed just little sections of it, but then the more I did, because sort of I got through all of these, I sort of got a bit of a dab hand at it. So, right, so once you've got it like this, you're then going to put these sides up here, and you're going to push this side in. Now, once you first start doing it, you're going to think, oh, it's not working. If it's not working, just give it another turn over. And these sides turn in, and as they turn in...
Is it easy to find a pattern for this sort of stuff online, Bernie?
Yeah, I just
like
went on, I just searched origami boxes.
Okay.
And found there's a few different ways, but I found this one was quite easy. So you can see now how that's now tucked in. But see now you've got that 3D effect. So we're going to go the same the other side again. Just give that another crease in there. And what you want is these little bits will tuck in.
Would you like some origami factoids, Bernie?
Oh, yeah.
Origami, from the word ori, meaning folding, and kami, meaning paper, is the art of folding paper, which is often associated with Japanese culture. In modern uses, the word origami is used in an inclusive term for all folding practices, regardless of their cultural origin.
Oh.
The goal is to transform a flat square sheet of paper into a finished sculpture. And I can tell you, it has been going on since 905.
905.
So over 1,000 years. There you are.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right, so I've done, that's the bottom one. And with the other one, I've opened it back out. You can see how easily you can open it back out again. And I've got to that stage where I've folded all the diagonal bits in. But when you come to put these side pieces in, oh, do it that way first. When you come to put the side pieces in, to make the lid, you want to make it a little bit bigger. So anyone who's done paper crafting, you know when you're making your boxes and your envelopes, you need or the top bit, the boxes to make it a bit bigger. So what you're going to do is you're not going to fold it into the centre. I've done it like 1/4 of an inch away from my centre. So if I fold that one over, can you see there? So I've got like a ½ inch gap now. So I do that on that side, and then I do that on the other side. So I've got that ½ inch gap again in there. And then again, you can then fold that back up.
Oh, perfect.
So they want a concertina in, if that's the right
If you were struggling to get the ½ inch in the middle, could you just use a slightly bigger piece of fabric for the lid?
No, I haven't tried that. I guess you probably could.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried it actually, Joe. That's a good point actually. You could make it ½ an inch bigger to give you that extra in the middle.
Awesome.
It probably should work, shouldn't it?
Yeah, Jackie Durrant says she's used this pattern with paper to make boxes, and they are surprisingly strong, she says, once they're made.
I know, I was really surprised.
So is there no adhesive?
Nothing at all, because that'll sit in there. But if you wanted to reinforce them, you could use, I've got my glue pen here, or you could use the Clal textile glue. You could just put a little dab in there. Because these, you're not going to wash these.
Right.
So it's not going to wash away.
And that'll keep that bottom bit in place.
And it'll keep it in place. And then what I would do is I'd put a nice little, like a little bit of tissue in the bottom of there, you know, ready for to put the flapjack in. There we go. So we've got that glued on there. And then this one just fits perfectly on the top. Now I've done a set of 3, Joe. So I've got the one there, I've got the one on the top, and then I've got the one on there. And then what I thought was we could make like a nice little tower of boxes to put little gifts in. So I had some navy ribbon, but what I thought was actually I've got a bit of jute
Nice.
I thought a bit of jute might work, so let me quickly lay this out. So what I thought
What a lovely
was,
thing to do, rather than wrapping things at Christmas. How about getting some Christmas fabric, using the fabric stabiliser, and actually just making lovely little origami boxes for, you know, your smaller gifts to go in. That would be lovely,
definitely,
wouldn't it?
because something, and as well, I know Sarah makes a lot at Christmas. She makes a lot of, is it a fudge? She has a special fudge recipe that she has.
Does, and it
that
is
she
good.
does. I've never sampled it yet, mind.
That's a hint, Sarah. if you're
That's a
watching.
hint, yeah. So that you could make these and pop these in. So all I've done is just tied that one in a knot there, and I've just put that up there, and then I'm just going to tie it on the top. I mean, I say you could. I'll be honest, I did want to do some fancy ribbon, Joe, and I'm sure I had some gold ribbon somewhere that would have gone lovely. Well, I couldn't find it, could I? So I thought, I know, nice and rustic, because it looks like a little parcel.
What would be in this
wrapped up.
parcel? You could actually put, you know what you might be able to do? You know, we talked, was it last week? I don't think you were with me, Debbie. We were talking, well, not with Debbie, it's Bernie.
I heard you and Debbie last week, Joe. You
Did
were.
I call you Debbie earlier? I think I might have called you Debbie
Well,
earlier.
I missed that one earlier, but I'll let you off.
I only worked with Debbie's last week, I think that's what it is, so now it's ingrained in my head. Have you heard of something called a nosegay?
Yeah, is that a bag for a horse to eat out of?
No.
Oh, I got it totally wrong.
It is a little bag of potpourri that Victorian people would hold under their nose so they didn't smell the
yes,
awful smells in
there
the
we
street.
go. Look at that.
Beautiful.
How cute is that? And like I say, all I've used is a bit of fabric and me fabric stabiliser.
Nice.
I just think that's so cute. I love that.
You could put a bit of smellies in there though and pop them in your drawers or in your cupboard.
Oh, you
keep
could.
it all smelling nice,
Yes.
Really
yes.
lovely.
And there's gifts as well. If you buy in, you know, a little like a eyeshadow or lipstick, or if you can make, depending on the fabric you use, a little pair of like cufflinks or
Nice.
jewellery as
Yep.
well. But obviously you'd need to buy 3 things. But you could make more. I mean, the box on the bottom there was a 12-inch square. If you do like a 20-inch square, and then you can build it up into a stack, so you could have loads.
What a great project for you if you are a paper crafter, you don't own a sewing machine, you're thinking, do you know what, I would love to get a bit creative in a soft craft sense, and that's a great thing you can do. Loads of people tuning in saying hi today. Lynn Harvey saying hi. Hi, Lynn. Kerry is here as well. She says, good morning, Joe, and our dear, sweet, effervescent Bernie. How lovely is that? Jenny Briggs says, I'm all ready to watch. I've moved and cleaned everything in my kitchen, ready for my new fridge and freezer tomorrow. Well, happy new fridge day for tomorrow, Jenny. Georgie Ann is saying hi in Clearwater. Faye's in too. Fran's here in Maryland. Laura saying good morning all and happy Mother's Day as well. Lots of people, Jackie talking about using that pattern to make boxes. Michelle loves the fabric boxes. They're great for jewellery holders and sewing accessories, which I think is a really awesome idea. Alison Jones as well loves the fabric coat. Says I need to order some more. My grandson's starting school in September and I wanted to make him a PE bag, which I think is an awesome idea. Now remember, you're buying one and getting the other one half price, which is absolutely awesome. You've got the fabric stabiliser, as you've just seen, used by the lovely Bernie, and also the fabric coat in here. This is going to make your fabrics waterproof. It's going to give them a lot more texture, give them some shine, make them look more like a sort of oilcloth basically. So wonderful for bibs, great for little cosmetic bags and makeup bags. There's loads that you can do with those 2 products alone. So it's lovely to see them on a deal together. £16 or £23.20 if you want to get a hold of those. The time has come for the new fabrics. Oh my word. Right. We are going to start. I'm going to take you through these. I'll just open these up again. So they're from Macau. Anyone that's not had Macau fabrics, Bernie, what can they expect?
A very high quality.
Okay.
So you were talking 100% cotton, and it's a quilting cotton weight as well. It's really it's sturdy, but it's quality. You can feel it. It's not too thin.
Right.
It irons beautifully. I mean, you saw that the fabric I used there in the making the boxes. That was out of the range, and it ironed, you know, with the fabric stabiliser on as well. And I mean, the colours are just, they're to die for. I've got more, Joe. I've got more. Look,
Beautiful.
Honestly, I'm in love. And this one says yellow, but we were talking about it earlier and wonder if it's more like a lemon or like a, I want to say like a buff colour.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Or like a buttercream.
Buttercream, that's it.
That's it, indeed.
We got back to food straight away.
You're getting half-metre pieces. Fair to say there's a lot of projects, Bernie, isn't there, you can do with a half-metre piece. Or as maybe our American friends might know them, a half-yard, as sometimes they are referred to. So that one there, that is your floral blue. Now, is it, I believe, a third of all of them, Georgina, has gone? Half of all of them? Well, they're not going to last, are they? Half of all of them has gone. So that's your floral blue. Then you've also got your floral teal, which is this one just here. Really gorgeous pale blue there on that one. This one here is your paisley light, which is lovely. Then this one here is your trumpet vine teal. Love that. Then you've got your trumpet vine yellow, which is awesome. This one here is your damask blue, which is lovely. Then you've got your damask teal light. Another one is your damask teal. Then you've got your starflower blue. That is beautiful, isn't it? And trumpet vine light is what you've got there as well. All from Macau, $7.49 or $10.99. As a platinum member, they work out $5.99 or $8.79. So that means you could buy all 10 for $59.99 or $87.99. Might be a lovely way to go and have all of them. What I would say is that you are going to need to be quick for them though, because as I said, half the stock of all of them has gone. Which one are we worried about going first, Georgina? Damask blue and the trumpet vine light. If you've got either of those two in your basket, there's a lot of you with them in your basket at the moment. We're going to come back and have a look now at the builder block. Now this is the original builder block system, which really was a revolution when it comes to quilting and patchwork, because it's going to cut all of the precise squares for you. I'm just going to pick this up and turn this over. I just want you to see all those blocks there? They are some of all of the incredible blocks that you can create on this machine. You can actually use this to create over 80 different quilting blocks, which is amazing. Each one of them as well in 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 or 12 inches, which I think is amazing. Now, Bernie, of course, full instructions in here with these, but also, am I right in thinking there's a lot of video tutorial that comes alongside these too?
There's lots of videos, Joe, and also as well, when you go on the website, there's actually a builder block page, and it has instructions for a number of projects to get you started as well. So you get your booklet inside. So if I let me open the box and show you. I mean, you can see how many samples I've got. The team, when we asked for samples, and we said we need some blocks just so to see what sort of blocks you can make. Look at all these.
Wowzers.
And that's not even touching the surface. There is so many in there. Because if you're starting out with quilting and patchwork as well, this is an ideal one to start with. Because one, we've done all the measurements for you. Two, we've given you a load of designs as well to do. And like you were saying, Joe, those different sizes up to a 12-inch block. But actually, you can add on and add on and add on to make it a 20-inch, 100-inch. It just depends how big you want to go and how many pieces you want to get. And then if I show you the side of the box here, so we're giving you 20 designs in the booklet that comes in with the packaging, but then you can go online and get all of these ones here, which is another 60, so you're getting 80 blocks in total. Brilliant. Just to start you off. And then once you start mixing and matching your fabric, then you're going to make your own blocks. So I think I've made a new block up today in my demo, exciting. But I haven't checked it against those, so it may be in there, but I haven't looked at that. I cut out a load of shapes and just had a play and see how it ended up. So, like I say, you're getting this system, and this storage system is just amazing because it's going to keep all your dies together. And like I say, you're getting that booklet in there. And the booklet as well gives you all the instructions. So we've got, we were saying about weird names for blocks, weren't we, Joe? Yeah. So here we've got Thrifty Block, Double Links, Roll of the Dice, Road to Kansas.
Nice.
Ann and Andy.
Ann and Andy?
Fox and Geese, basket, jewel box, Dutchman's puzzle, that's one of my favourites.
Right.
And Sawtooth tulip, Hunter's Star, that's a really, really popular traditional block. Pinwheel card trick, Hourglass Friendship Star, it just goes on forever. Now the booklet starts with the most straightforward block you can make in patchwork, which is a 4-patch. 4 squares put together. Then it goes on to a 9-patch, and then a shoe fly, I like that one. Shoe fly. Where you're using the half square triangles, and then you're using the half square again, then you're using a mix of both, and then you get into using the quarter square triangles.
It's almost like a little journey you go on then. If you were a beginner quilter, you'd start at the start, which is the beginning, which is a very good place to start, and it would build you up in confidence as you go along.
Exactly, and that's how we've planned it as well. So you can actually start from the front of the booklet and work your way through, make one of each, and then put them together, and that's known as a sampler quilt. As well. So there's lots of different ones, but like I say, you can go online and get all of those other ones. And then within each section, you're getting this, what we call the roadmap. Now, the roadmap will actually give you the sizes of the shapes. So again, if we look at this one here, then I know this is the 4.5-inch quarter square triangle. I don't need to measure that. I know that that's it because my roadmap is telling me that that's the shape that I want to use. So we're giving you that on each of the trays. And again, like all of our builder blocks, they're all in that brilliant storage. They're all held in there, so they're not actually going to fall out. So you're not going to lose them. And I think it's lovely to have, when you start getting a few of these, that you've got like a collection on your bookcase at home or your unit or wherever you've got them. You've got like a, like a library of them. And we love doing them. I cannot say we're bringing any more out soon, can I, Joe? We're always working on them.
Right. Well, I think you said it.
I didn't say anything. Didn't say anything. So yeah, we're always working on. We love making them.
It is really busy on these. A lot of you have already bought this and checked out. I can see a lot of you have got this in your basket at the moment. Remember, if you are a platinum member, you will be able to get your discount on these. $79.92, $111.96 as a US platinum member. Also, remember, for everyone that places an order today, you'll get an extra 50 bonus points, one per customer. So any order from Anything Crafters TV, you'll get the extra 50 bonus points, which is always a nice little treat, Bernie, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely fantastic getting that extra. I always like it. We were talking before the show about getting a bargain. I love a bargain. I will, when I'm ordering something online, I'll be going on discount code, promo code to see if I can get a bargain because I love it. I do buy some things without a discount, but I will look first. But these are brilliant because they're so versatile. I mean, look at this sunflower. I know how Angela and the team made this. Absolutely brilliant. And this is squares and half square triangles. When you start looking at patterns, you can start breaking them down just as out, and then obviously your colour choice will make the design. So we've got a cushion there, and then we've got here a table runner, and this is like a twisted pole. So if I turn it the other way, you'll see the example better. Yes, you can see it there. We've got the twisted pole there. Again, nice. That's squares and half square triangles. So the different designs you can make it's absolutely endless. But normally, Joe, I make big blocks. But today...
I like big blocks and cannot lie.
Today, I'm going to make a small block. Nice. Actually smaller than these coasters. Now, I think my fourth coaster must be in the tub somewhere because we did have 4 of these. But look how small and dinky they are. We've got the dies to do them because your dies are going from size 1.5 all the way up to 6.5. Absolutely nice. Fantastic. Now, anyone who's already got the expansion packs, this is the original one, which is the only place you're going to get those, the big sizes in there as well. So this is actually great because the reason why we bought the expansion was so you could double cut as well, or as a standalone. It's absolutely brilliant to get this one as well if you've only got the expansion packs because you will get those bigger sizes in there as well. So let's have a look and make a little dinky block. Now I don't like stitching little dinky things normally, but when it comes to patchwork, I'll stitch the tiniest pieces together. And what I thought was, I've just got a notepad here. Incidentally, it's got fabric coated, so it's waterproof. So if you notice, if you check your recipes, you splash your book, it's not, it's wiped clean.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
Michelle Parsons asked though, but you know the folded fabric boxes you did. Michelle says, could you cover them with a fabric coat to stiffen them up once they're formed? What a great idea.
Exactly. And you can probably do it with fabric coat as well.
Yeah.
Because that is manageable. It might not fold as well,
No.
but if you can get it into that into the end position and then you can still glue it down on the inside, that will be perfect. Yeah.
Brilliant idea, Michelle.
Brilliant. And for taking to picnics as well, because then they'll go in the washer as well, and you can just fold them back up. Brilliant. So what I thought was I've got this little notebook here, and I thought I'd make just a cute little corner bookmark. I think that's what you call them.
Yeah.
Now I've done this one out of the paisley, but I've just done it all one colour. I'm actually going to do a patchwork design on this tiny little triangle, just to show you the versatility of the builder block. So let me pop that aside, and I'm going to get my fabric. So with this one, I've got, you can tell this one was my favourite, Joe. I've got that blue damask. Oh, and I've got the fabric plates. I've asked for an update on the fabric plates to see, and the team are trying to get us.
I bet they're sick of you.
They are. If it's either when are we getting the plates delivered, or when are we getting the wadding back in stock? Because the wadding's sold out again. We're supposed to have that on the show today, but that's sold out again. So yeah, so it's the big thing. Everyone is waiting desperately for the fabric plates. So I've got the damask there, the blue damask, and then I've got that light paisley. Now, with our multimedia dies, you can cut, we recommend up to 6 layers. You can cut more, and you can cut less. Now, where's my scissors? Let me just get my scissors out. If you were cutting, say, like organza or tissue paper, because you can cut paper and card with these as well, you're talking a lot of layers.
Of course.
A lot of layers. Whereas if you're talking felt or faux leather or cork, you might be talking 2, 3, 4 layers depending on it. So what I would say is try it and see. And if it doesn't cut, you can either pop it through again, or it might just need a little snip, or it'll let you know for next time how many layers you can actually cut through on your machine.
All right.
So now I've got the smallest little quarter square triangle here, and this is the 1.5 inch. And I'm trying to remember how many of these I need. I need 2, 4 of those. Right, so I'm going to fold that over. And I'm being very naughty there, and I'm cutting 8 layers. Okay, I'm just going to...
naughty, Bernie.
Just going to do it, Joe. I'm just going to do it. And then I want the second size up for that one. And that's my quarter squares. And then now I need a 1/2 square triangle. And this block is going to finish at 2.5 inches, Joe. So I've got my 1/2 inch, 1/2 square triangles, and I'm looking for the 2.5 inch one, which is here. So then I can go in there. I have to use these because I don't want to snap my nails. And then I've got the quarter square. And can you see how I've put them on differently? The booklet also tells you with a 1/2 square triangle, this is going to be a bias edge.
Okay.
So this part here was my selvage of my fabric. So it'll tell you, it shows you in the book how to place your die on. With the quarter square ones, we want those two to be the bias edges and this to be the straight edge. And when I sew them together, you'll see how that works.
Okay.
So I've popped that one on that way as well. And I also need a square for the back. So I'm going to get my square out. And again, so I need the 2.5 inch square. I look on my roadmap and it's the 3rd size up. So all I need to count is 1, 2, 3. I don't need to measure to try and do it. Now you can see how much more room I've got on here. I could have cut a heck of a lot more. I did have I got it in the tub? I'll get it out shortly. There's a quilt in the sample box I've got here that I made all with 3.5 inch squares. It took me 18 minutes to cut. It's a single quilt cover. In fact, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it, Joe. I'm going to be a rebel.
Bernie, go now. I've got a question for you actually from Laura Parker, who says, will Fabricoat stop fabric fading in the sun? I'd like to make a little quilt for my shed, kind of like a barn quilt. What do you think?
Oh, now I don't know for definite, but I would probably say it would stop it.
I would imagine it.
Yeah, I would say, because it's not actually going to, because it's putting a coating on your fabric.
Yeah.
So I would say probably,
So
maybe test it, put some on some fabric and leave it in the sun and see if it does do it before you do your project. But I
There you
think
are.
that's a fair one. So have a look at this, Joe. I'm going to stand back.
Oh,
So
Bernie, that's
this
gorgeous.
is my single quilt, all 3.5
And you
inches.
cut all of that in how long?
18 minutes it took me to cut that.
Wowzers. That's incredible,
Now,
isn't it?
bear in mind, Joe, if our customers have already got the Builder Block expansion pack, they then get this one as well to go with it. 9 minutes, because you
Wowzers.
can double cut. You can double
That's
cut.
amazing.
And to be honest, now we've got the new fabric plates, I think it might even be less. So yeah, they go through really easily. So if you do have the new plates, it's the clear plate, the A plate, your fabric, your dies facing down, your B plate and your clear. If you've got the original set, which you can still use, it's clear plate, magnetic shim, fabric, dies facing down, clear, the plastic shim, and then the other clear plate to cut it. All right.
Eveline says that she has just finished cutting 3-inch blocks and she totally forgot she had the die, Bernie.
Wow. See, you do
Evangeline.
forget, because especially as well, we don't all have a great deal of space for storage. So what happens is you can forget what you've got as well. So let me pop these back in, because if I don't, I'll get home, Joe, and then I'll be not listening to myself about keeping them all in a nice...
In their position.
In the right place, yeah, and I'll lose them. Right, so I'm going to lay these out. And I have got one that I've pre-sewn just in case time ran away with us, because you know where my gob starts, Joe, you never...
Mary Pat says, wow, 18 minutes to cut that. That is amazing. It really is. Michelle says, just watched my, just yesterday, my Builder Block half square triangles arrived. Awesome. Well, I can't wait
Brilliant.
to see. What are you going to make with them, Michelle? What are you going to make first? That's what I
yes.
would like to know. Maybe you've got some pictures of things that you've made with any of our Builder Block systems. I would love for you to send those pictures to me. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Pop your pictures on there, send them over to me, and we'll try and share some of those before the end of the show. That would be lovely, wouldn't it, Bernie?
I love pictures. I love it. There's a lady, oh, now, bless you, forget, was it Juliet or Janice on the Club Inspire community page? She posted a picture and tagged me in of the, she's got the double wedding ring.
Right.
Oh, my word, Joe, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it's great that you can see other people's makes as well. So if you're not in our groups as well, you know, that's another one to join. There's the I'm a Crafter's Companion, isn't there?
Yep.
There's the Club Inspire community. And then there's the Some with Crafter's Companion, which I'm always in. I'm always in there, Joe. I'm always in. Right, so can we see what I'm trying to achieve here? It's going to look a little bit strange, but when we sew them together, what happens is, oh, hang on, get my little triangle in, it turns into this. How cute is that?
That is
so what you're
lovely.
going to do is sew these two together here. Always start in pairs and sew together. Sew these two together here, then sew them together, and that gives you this little block in here. Now, because that's got fabric stitched onto the side of it, there's another 1/4 inch under there, which is why you might think, well, that's not that size. But once you take the seam allowance off, that's what you get to. And then I'm putting this top one on here, which is this one. And then the two sides on there, which are that bigger side, and they're going on this side here. And then what you're getting is a triangle, and then you're going to pop another triangle on the other side to here, and then you get in that full. So now we've got a square there.
Nice.
And how lovely is that? And you think, oh well, and all I did was, like I say, I cut some out and just had a play and thought, what can I do? So if we start assembling it, if we look at the
Now, with so many seams in that one small, very small block, Bernie, if your cutting was an absolutely precise, you'd end up with some sort of unrecognisable shape, I'd imagine, not a square.
Yeah, it would. You wouldn't be able to get it as accurate, definitely not. And this is why I thought I'll actually show a small block, because we always do the big blocks to show, you know, to show everything off. But I think this just shows it off, you know, just as well. on an inkjet if you're into miniature quilts as well, which is, I think anything up to 24-inch square is classed as a miniature quilt. But some people do them like 12-inch, 10-inch square, and it's the whole quilt. You've got all of these little pieces here, great for your scraps as well. I've got this piece here like that. Now, the one thing I just want to point out before I line this up is, can you see here, I've got a little tickle jar. I'm just going to get a drink of water.
Oh, you get yourself a little drink of water. Michelle's come back to me. She said, Joe, it's too early to think yet, so you're asking a lot this morning. Let me get through my first cup of coffee and I'll come back to you. All right, that's the deal, Michelle. Diana says, well, it took me so long to cut 4-inch blocks for 7 twin-size quilt I did for my grandkids. I really wish I'd have had this builder block system. It really would have saved you time, a lot of time. Evangeline says, what can I do, Bernie, to stop the backing on a quilt shifting during the sewing phase?
What you need to try is our fabric stick and spray for threaders stick and spray for fabric. Get the official word. What that's going to do is that's going to stick your wadding to your fabric on both sides. So you spray the wadding and attach your fabric. What you really want to do is when you've sprayed it, really smooth your fabric. So you've got the top, let me grab a, quickly, there we go. So when you've got the top, you want to really smooth it down and then iron it on both sides. And what that'll do is it'll keep it together. The other thing is when you start quilting, try and start quilting from the centre outwards.
Okay.
Always. And then what that will do is, because inevitably...
It's like when you iron and you iron from the outside in and it all gathers in the middle and then you iron the creases in, isn't it?
So it sort of dissipates it all out. So you start from the middle and work out if it's a big piece. You can also, if you're pinning it and you don't want to use the spray, just make sure you put a lot of safety pins in. But the smoothing out is a great one. It does take a while to get it layered up, and it's worth taking that time because you can get it as smooth as you can. Yeah. Right. So, Joe, we're ready to put this together. I got rid of my little tickle there. Got me water underneath. So I've got this piece here. Now what I've done is I've folded that over, and you'd give it a press. I've actually pressed mine already at home. So you want that as flat as possible because you have got, like you see, you've got a lot of seams in there. And this one here, where it goes really close, it looks wrong. Once you've stitched your seam in, can you see now the point is there? So that it allows for your seam allowance. And just quickly as well on the shapes, if anyone was looking, thinking, well, why they're not full triangles, there's bits cut off the end. They're the little dog ears. So the dog ears, when you've stitched something together, so if in a sense we've got a tiny one there, you can see there's a tiny bit of fabric hanging over the side because the way I've put these together. But essentially, if we look on the back, there's none hanging over here or there. So what that is, it saves you one less job in your patchwork journey, if you like. Right, so here's the one that I've got here. So I want my top, that's going to be my backing fabric, and then my top fabric. So this one and this one here, I'm going to do the same. The pattern bit's going to appear on there. So I want, this is the top, sorry, so that's this piece. And then I want to place that on the top like that. So that's how it's going to finish. It's going to be like that, put the pattern bit there. And then this one, we're going to sandwich it. Now, you can use your pins or your clips. What I would say is, what I'm going to do is stitch all the way around, but I'm going to leave the gap on one of the sides that doesn't have the triangle side on. I'm going to lower my stitch length to a 2mm. Because this is so small, you really want a tiny stitch. If your stitches are too big, when you turn it through and start to poke your corners through and everything, your fabric could, your stitches will gape a little bit. So, now, I forgot to switch the machine on before we started. I always do a little test stitch first.
Have you not done a little test stitch
I haven't. I'm going to go for it, Joe.
Living dangerously on the edge, Bernie.
So I've done a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm just leaving as big a gap as I dare. And I'm going to reverse back just to secure it and then stitch off the end. So let me just move these out the way. So I'm just totally blocking all the cameras. Getting in trouble in my ear, Joe, off George. Getting in trouble.
He's such a taskmaster, isn't he?
I know.
He's not really.
He knows
Bernie,
I'm only teasing. I've sweetened him up anyway. He's already been eating the flapjack and the ginger
You've
cake.
literally sweetened him up. Lisa says, Bernie, I just love your show. Always look forward to Sunday morning. You're an excellent teacher. Eveline says, oh, okay, I can start in the middle. Thank you. Don't think Evangeline, had realised that she could start quilting from the middle out. So
yes.
really good top tip there, Bernie.
Well, that's it, until you start. And if you don't, if you're just learning yourself, and it might not be something that you pick up. I pick up so many tips from talking to other people and just watching things online. And then some things I remember, some things I forget. Another top tip for me is when you're sewing around a corner, you may have noticed or not noticed, when I've got to the end, I've sewed completely off. I haven't pivoted. What I'll find is, and then I haven't cut the thread, I'm just bringing it out, lifting my foot up a little bit and repositioning it.
Okay.
And what that does is it just gives that little bit more reinforcement at the corner, and then I'm giving it a good reverse. So you definitely want a good reverse on this because it is so small. So then I'm going to clip my corners, and because we've got a lot of bulk there, normally I would just clip my corners, but I'm clipping it and just trimming a little bit down the side, so just shaving it off a little bit.
What happens if you don't do that?
So if you don't do that, you don't get a very neat corner. Your corner can look a bit rounded when you want a nice crisp point. So what it does is it's taken the bulk out of the project. So just taking that out.
Corner, is Corner quite an unfamiliar surname, Bernie?
It is. A lot of people will think I'm called Horner.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's Corner.
It's definitely Corner. So if I've booked a taxi, they'd come in years ago when I used to be out. They'll come in. The taxi driver will come in. Taxi for Horner. Well, that would be me. But yeah, no, it is an unusual name. There are a few corners about, but we're not related to a lot of them, so I don't know where it is. And then what we're going to do is turn it through this little hole. Now,
what's this one called? Is this the one with the funny name?
This is the hemostats. Is this the one you were thinking of, Joe?
The funny name, yeah, the hemostats.
Yeah. So these are, I got these in the store ages ago, but they are like a medical, one. Or it's with fishing as well. So you can go online and have a look for hemostats or forceps or something like that, and you'll find them. But I like them. I'll do a little poking my corners out with them as well.
Right.
And just be gentle with this. You don't want to be too rough with it because you don't want to split any of those stitches, because obviously you're going to stitch it through again. If you've got to turn it back through and re-stitch it, which you can because it'll fix it, but just be gentle. There we go. So, I just need to poke that one out a little bit. I'm saying you just get a better corner. Oh, look at that.
Gorgeous.
How cute is that? If I put it next to the plain one, if you like. So I'm just going to stitch this little bit up, Joe, and then it's finished. My goodness me, I've finished 2 demos in 50 minutes. How good is that?
That is you cooking on gas today, Bernie.
I am. I was going to say another phrase there off that programme that a lot of people are watching. Oh, I've got another tickle. Sorry if I coughed.
Don't you worry about that,
Bernie. Microphone.
So Michelle has had her coffee and has come back to me about what she's going to use her builder block for. One of the things I'm going to use my builder block dies for is to cut mesh fabric on rolls, which I then use to make reefs. What a nice idea, Bernie.
That's a lovely idea. I say it's great. I love listening to everyone else's ideas because sometimes it might be something that you've actually never ever thought of doing, and it might be something that you then really enjoy, and then you'll obviously pass that knowledge onto other people as well. So what I did there was I just lengthened my stitch, so it was on 2 mils, so it was a short stitch. I lengthened it to a 3.5, and I've just stitched down both sides, and then if I grab my book again, I just think that's so cute. I've got my book buried under me builder block. So we're going to pop that, we're halfway through our book, there we go. Pop that in there like that.
I mean,
and then close the book.
If you see someone on the train reading a book with that as their bookmark, you know that they're a crafter, don't you?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Nothing shouts crafter more than someone with a stitched patchwork bookmark.
Definitely. Isn't it just so cute? Like I say, we always do those big patterns, but I just thought, I just want to make something cute, but I want to make it different. So yes, the plain one is great and it does its purpose, But having just that little bit of detail on there, and how quick was it as well? Like I say, you're cutting it out, you're not having to measure it, you're just using those dies that are in the builder block set, sew it together, give it a press, turn it through, and then it's done. I love it.
Absolutely. Really, really cool. Just one of so many things. We know over 80 different blocks that you can create with that, which then, of course, what you've then got is what's the option to do them in 6 different sizes. So I don't know what 6 times 80 is. It's a lot, is what I'm saying. So what you're getting in there, of course, is your squares, your half square triangles, your quarter square triangles, and then that 16-page booklet as well. Brilliant value at the price you can see there on your screen. But Platinum member, $79.92 or $111.96. Remember, everyone that places an order in any of our Crafters TV shows today will get a one-off 50 bonus points, which is awesome. Lots of you are loving that last demonstration, including Jackie Durant. What I want to share with you again, I want to go through and just update you on where we're at with the fabrics, the Macau fabrics that we have got. Now, remember, unlike a lot of retailers, our fabrics are cut by hand. So it means that if you're ordering multiples of the one piece, so these are half-metre pieces, order 4 of these, we'll send you a 2-metre piece, which is brilliant. So if you want to do, you know, larger projects, if you are dressmaking, you've got things like curtains that you want to make, then absolutely you can do that, which is a really, really lovely touch, I think. Right, let's run through the options and where we are at. So this one here is your floral blue. Half the stock of that one has gone. This one here is your floral teal. 60% of that one's gone. This one's your paisley light. 60% of that one has gone. Then you've got your trumpet vine teal. 60 of that one has gone. Trumpet vine yellow. Half of that has gone. You've got the damask blue. Limited stock on the damask blue will be the first one to go. I think if it's in your basket, then check it out. You've got teal light, 60% gone there. Damask teal, which is this one here, 60% gone. We've then got starflower blue. I'm going to say it, my favourite out of all of them. 60% of that one has gone. And then we have trumpet vine light. 60% of that one has gone. It's the damask one, which is the one that is going to go firstly. All of these as well, $5.99 or $8.79 per half metre as a Club Inspire Platinum member. If you wanted to get all 10 of them, you can. It would cost you $59.99 or $87.99 as a Platinum member. I tell you what, we've got Rachel is our social media superstar today. She's on it. She is on it. She says 6 times 80 is 480, Joe. Thank you very much. So really, if you made the 80 blocks that you've got, made one in each size, that's 480 blocks in your builder block. It's amazing value for money. I want to give you a heads up on some of the Save a Stitch deals. We have had sellouts already. The shape cutters are available for you on the show. Really brilliant these. You're going to love using them for a whole host of different sewing needs. We also have for you as well, we did have some Sarah Signature. It's gone and sold out. Sorry about that, but you do need to be quick when you see them. This here is my pick of the show because they are amazing. They make really nice, big, bold projects as well. And the way that you cut these means that they're quite exciting. And also, Platinum members save over £90 and over $106. So there's never been a better time to snap those up. And we've got the deal to end all deals for you on the Builder Buddy, because what you do here is you buy the Builder Buddy body base die. Never gets any easier to say. And what you get is then you get all the accessories. You get Chloe the cat, Ruby the rabbit. You're also getting Baxter the bear and Digby the dog. Amazing value there on that one. Half price, and also half the stock of that one has gone. Right, I want to come over here. Quilting pattern guides is what we're going to talk about now. And for all of you budding French mimes out there, you get the gloves included, which I absolutely love. Now, these are wonderful because if maybe it's not the construction or the cutting of the block that you struggle with, but it is actually the quilting element. These are really going to help you, which is fantastic. So what you've got here is a guide that's going to allow you to quilt. Can you see, maybe not the best colour, that one. Let me just try this one here instead. Can you see here how you've got those gorgeous shapes in there? It's going to enable you to do those and pop those in, which I think is absolutely awesome. So you're going to receive in here the geometric wave, decorative petal, the jewel, and also the heart as well. And you can do multiple different patterns on each of them. So you get 4 patterns on there as well. And what you're getting then, of course, is the 4 there, and you're getting the gloves as well. If you did need the feet that goes with this, the free motion feet, along with the gloves and the reference guide, they are available over on the website. There's a high shank foot and a low shank foot where you get the gloves, the reference guide and the foot. So have a look on the website if you need to go and have a look at those. We'll pop the details along the bottom of your screen for those in a couple of minutes. Quilting pattern guides, Bernie, probably one of those things, you know, that I think maybe some people are a bit intimidated by. I think it's easy to look at them in the packaging and think, I'm never going to be able to work that out. But again, something that we've got video tutorials for, isn't it? So you've got all the education that you need on these.
Exactly. And it'll have been about a month ago now, Joe, there was a softer side show that we had some of the guides on. And I actually did a start from scratch, how you set your machine up.
Nice.
And how you test your stitch and everything as well. So it's worth going back and finding that one and having a look at, you know, how you do it. Because like you say, yeah, it can put people off. People look at it and go, oh, that's nice, but where do I start? What do I do? So once you've got your machine set up, obviously you then, it's your creativity, how you want to design it. Like that cushion you had there, Joe, with the design. This is a cushion with the heart design on. And when we look at this one, you can see how we've done a spiral in the middle. But then also, can you see the border? We've done it as the border as well. Now, these are called border quilting pattern guides, but there's no stopping you then doing it as the centre design as well. It's the same piece. And the good thing with these is, I'm going to lay this on so you can actually see how it works. Can we see? Let me just line it over and then I'll tilt it back. There we go. We can see there how the actual line is going through that groove. So we can see there it's got a groove on it. And that's going to help keep your foot still. So you are going to need to check if you're a low shank or a high shank.
How do you know if you're a low shank or a high shank?
Most machines are low shank. However, the way to tell is you've got where your foot goes on here on your machine. When you take the screw out of your foot that's already on, like your standard foot, you take that standard foot off, and then what you do is you're going to measure between where the screw hole is and here. So you're going to put your foot down and you're going to measure from that screw hole to the base plate of your machine. If it's a ½ an inch, your machine is a low shank machine. If it's any higher, it's going to likely be the high shank, or your machine might be a specialist machine. Just to quickly show you, I have
Is it mostly kind of like semi-industrial machines that are the higher shank, Bernie? Is that right?
Funnily enough, Joe, that's what one of my machines I've got, because you know I've got a few machines at home.
Just a few. Did you get your table?
Oh no.
Oh.
Do you know I was gazumped? I wasn't.
You were gazumped?
Well, yeah. She didn't come back to me and she sold it to someone else. I was gutted.
Oh.
I was gutted. So, here's the low shank. I've got them stuck together. Hang on. Oh, I've got them in a muddle, Joe.
You've got your feet in a twist.
I need to, there we go. So, if we can look, we'll see it on there on the overhead. So there we go. So that's the low shank foot, and that's the one that I've got on, our Stitch Pro is a low shank. Most of my machines at home are a low shank. My other machine is a semi-industrial, and it's like that.
Right.
That was £40 for that foot. But as you know, like a bargain, Joe, when I bought my machine, I said to the guy, I'll buy the machine if you throw that foot in for free. And he went, go on then. So I got a bargain.
Your foot, just the foot that
just
you
that
bought
foot is £40.
was more than what £30 today gets you the high foot, the quilting gloves, and the pattern reference guide.
And the reference guide.
The pattern reference guide is worth £30 on its own.
Exactly.
What a great deal on those.
It's a fabulous deal. And like I say, so most Jukies, some Jukies, Benina, some Faff machines are specialised feet. So if you're not sure, it's worth contacting your manufacturer because it may not tell you in the manual if it's a low or a high shank.
Okay.
But most machines, most brothers, apart from the high-end brothers that cost like over a couple of grand, they'll be low shank. So once you've got that on, you're then going to decide on your pattern. So you've got that cushion we saw there. This quilt, I'm sure Alison made this quilt. Alison might be watching. Alison Jones, if she's watching. Alison, this is your quilt. I'm going to show it off. Let me just get this laid out. And we can see here, so what Alison's done here is she's used the wave design here. So this was the one that was on that cushion, Joe,
right.
But she's done it twice.
Nice.
So there's like a mirror, like an echo effect on it all the way down. And then down here, which this is a flying geese unit, which incidentally you can make with your builder block. Remember the Dutchman's puzzle block?
Yes.
That's this design.
Okay.
Can we see there? There's the two lots. So you can make so this you can make with your builder block, and then you make your strips with your shape creator or your fabric cutter. And then here we've just got a single line of those wave designs down the bottom. So essentially it's not just on the border, it's right the way through the quilt, and then Alison's repeated that the way through, and then she's appliqued some cute little flowers on. She's actually hand stitched those as well. And
awesome.
what Alison would have done was, as well, talking about where you start on the quilt, she would have done the centre panel first, because there's 5 panels on here. She'll have done the centre panel first, then she'll have done that one, and then the outer ones, and that would have spread the fabric all the way out.
Awesome.
So I've got loads more samples to show you, but I want to get on and sew, Joe. And Joe, I've done you a limerick.
Oh, here we go.
Would you like your limerick?
I would love my limerick, please, Bernie.
While I'm getting me fabric ready. So, here's Joe's limerick. So, right, watch me forget it. I hope I won't. Right. There once was a man named Joe who had many strings to his bow. He crochets and he cooks, but he's never written books. But maybe you should give it a go.
I love it, Bernie. Thank you so much.
There you go. So I promised last week, didn't I, that I hadn't written you a limerick.
We've had comedy quilting blocks and we've had a limerick as well. You talking about flying geese there, Bernie, just made me think that it's that time of the year, you know, when the geese get really protective.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, I've got like 3 canals near me where I live, and they all live in the canals. We can't get down the paths, Bernie. There's loads of people like being held hostage by these geese at certain points of the canal paths everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, well,
so funny.
I've got trees out the back of my house, and there's a pigeon's made a nest in one of the trees. This big, I don't know if it's a crow or a raven, big black thing. He keeps going in and attacking him with it, and the pigeon's like this. You can see him cowering in the branch of the tree. And 3 mornings now I've seen him come down.
Are you going to get out there? You should get out there, start bringing a bell or something.
I know, it's like the poor pigeon. He's probably got little babies in there, and he daren't go and get no food, or she. I don't know if it's the male or the female. But yeah, this big raven or crow, whatever it is, squawk and half squawk loud. And our Pip is sat like...
Maybe we can get you like an anti-raven device on Amazon or something, I don't know. I'll Google it.
You Google it, Joe. Right. So I've got here the reference guide. So saying about that deal, Joe, it is fantastic where you're getting the reference guide, that foot, and the gloves. Yours will be white.
Yep.
Not like mine are well used.
You pay for the reference guide, you get the gloves and the feet for free. You pay £40 for a foot, you get it free here.
Exactly. This is the block I made. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember now. I think it was last week. It might have been the week before. So I've just made a random block up, and I thought, oh, this actually needs quilting. So I thought I'll do that with the pattern guides. So I've got the reference guide here, and this is a good way to show you how this reference guide will work on a project that you've already done and not a plain piece of fabric. Because I know we always generally will demo on a plain piece of fabric so it shows, but I thought this one will actually show quite well. You've got markings in here all at 45-degree angles, so you can plan out your section. Now I know my middle square there is 4 inches. I can line that up with the 4-inch line on the actual one. Oh, my stitching was quite accurate there, Joe. I'm quite impressed with myself. So I've got that there. If I need to mark the centre point, I'm just going to get my heat erasable pen and just put a little mark in there. Now, for me, when I'm doing these, actually, I want to have some lines in here. So I'm just going to put my pen through here. You can use a chalk marker if you have a chalk marker. If you're using any other fabric marker, obviously test it on the fabric before you use it, just to make sure it is going to come off. I do remember reading a story about someone who picked up the wrong marker and it was a permanent one.
Oh.
And they drew on the
no.
quilt. It was a quilt as well. Yeah, that's like, oh.
Maybe you could have just done a nice big satin stitch over it.
Yeah. Put loads of quilting on there. So I've got my lines here, so I know I can line it up. The reason you've got these extra lines on was if you wanted to make 16, so if you're doing a really detailed pattern, you can actually turn it. Oh, thing there. You can turn it and line up. I've done my centre dot, so I can line that up. And the lines that I drew before are now under those black lines there. So it means now that I can go around and do those extra marks in as well if I wanted to. This is great for lining up applique as well. It is a ruler, so it's an acrylic ruler, so you can cut around it. You wouldn't cut up the grooves because they're too wide for a rotary cutter, but you could cut around it so you can use it for squaring up blocks and quilts, etc. So it is a really good one to have, that one. Right, so then with this, I'll show you on here first of all, was it under the machine? What you'll find is there's crosshairs. So you can see we've got crosshairs on here. And every time we do this now, I'll always say to the team, please can we have the crosshairs, please can we have them? Because they're really handy to line things up.
Okay.
I can line my centre point up with that. I can line up my lines here with those lines that I've drawn, and then I can line this one up. So I know that that is going to be perfect along that edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one there, I'm going to do opposite. So I'm going to get my gloves on.
Okay, you get your gloves on.
And what these do is they've got like rubberized tips. So what it does is when we stitch in, we want it slippy on the bottom, grippy on the top. To get that grip, we've got our gloves. We've got an anti-slip technology on either side of the pattern guide, so it doesn't matter if you pick it up upside down. Oh, I put 2 gloves on one hand. I'm losing the plot, Joe, I'm losing the plot.
And you can pretend that you're a French mime in there as well.
Yeah.
You know, you just need a little bit of...
So, obviously, you don't need to line it up before you put it under your machine. So I'm going to put it under my machine. You would test that your machine is stitching properly. As in it's not skipping stitches, because you might need to adjust the foot height slightly. I haven't done that again, I've been a rebel. So I've lined it all up, I've put my foot down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my thread up to the top. So where's, oh, my scissors, there we go. So, because I've got the fan on here, Joe, it's blown my thread behind, so I was trying to get hold of my thread. So I'm just going to bring my bobbin thread up to the top. So if you've got a needle up down position on your machine, that's great. If you haven't, you can just turn the hand wheel. What I would say is always try and do this. A little pair of scissors would have been better, but hey. Always try and do this, and then once you've done that, you're just going to do a few little stitches on the spot. And what that's doing is that'll secure that in place, and it's not going to knot up underneath. And then all I'm going to do is gently go along. I've dropped the feed dogs on my machine. There we go. Let's get them threads out the way. And if you ever stop, like I did there, just put your foot down, the needle down, sorry, and it won't move. But if it does happen to move, you can just reposition and just go careful around. Gang canny, as I normally say. Gang canny. You're just going to hug the side, and I've just moved that slightly, so I'm just going to move it back. You're just going to hug the side, sorry, of the guide with the foot. And you'll get used to what speed you need to go.
How would you practice these, Bernie? Would you just get pieces of fabric and a bit of wadding, pop them together and just have a go? Would that be the best way? Absolutely perfect. And what I do is, and I was actually giving someone some tips the other day, is have a sandwich like this and just keep stitching on the same one but use different threads every time. Don't worry about unpicking. Just keep stitching on the same project every time, and then you'll see your improvements. Okay. Because you will get better at it. So what I've done is I've spun it around because I want to do one opposite now. So again, I'm going to line the markings up, and then I'm going to start again. So I'm just going to stitch along, and I say you'll get used to how fast and how slow. It's usually about midway, and then when you get to a point where you think, oh, I'm awkward here, I'm at an awkward angle, leave your needle down,
turn it round and move it to a comfortable position for you. There's no way that you just have to keep it in the same position, like the same angle. You can always move it around. So I'm almost done. I'm going to go back to the end. And what you'll find is you'll have started and stopped at the same position. So if I take that out now, and because this is a little mat, it doesn't need a lot of quilting.
Awesome.
So there, I'm done. I've
Brilliant.
started and stopped. You can see where my threads are loose there. I've started and stopped at the same side. I've quilted there, I've quilted there. I could do another one there. It would look a bit like a
flower.
A flower or a four-leaf clover.
Four-leaf clover. Absolutely, it would.
Yeah.
Bernie, we need to decide what the demo of the show is. So what are you going to put
Oh,
in? The boxes
right.
and the...
So, yeah, because I made that mat last week, so that's probably not...
Okay.
So we've got...
Number one, the boxes.
Number one is the boxes.
Gorgeous, I think they're lovely.
Love those boxes.
Or the book corner.
We've got the boot corner.
The Bernie Corner.
The Bernie Corner boot corner. There we go, the little boot corner.
One for the boxes then, two for the
We'll
corner.
do a plate now.
Let me know, Crafters TV over on Facebook or YouTube Crafters Companion. Vote 1 or 2. Rachel, our social media superstar, will count those results up for us. Let's just recap what's in this collection. Remember, you're getting the 4 different quilting pattern guides. You've got the Geo Waves, the Deco Petal, you've also got the Jewel, and you've got the heart. And we're going to give you the gloves in there. If you wanted to, you could get any 2 of those for £28 or $40. They haven't been seen since February, so definitely snap those up. I need to go back and remind you of, we're going to move actually, aren't we, into... Should we move, George? Should we do it? Should we move into... Oh, we're moving to the other side. And... No, I think we're on very different pages here, George. Yeah, I'll come back over here. Yeah. Georgina, you can let him know. I thought we had a little piece of video that we played at the start of Save a Stitch, but I think am I making that up? Oh, we don't have one. Okay, ready? It's time for Save a Stitch. There we go. We made one. Right, what are we starting with? Oh, I slept properly for the first time last night in ages, Bernie, and I think I've just... You know, you have so much sleep that I think I've got like brain fog. I don't start work until 11 a.m. and I was almost late because I overslept today. Shows you, doesn't it? Right, let me share these with you. So what you've got are the shape cutters in here. They are a 2-in-1 for you. So you've got the hexagon shape cutter, which is this one just here. So these are the shapes that it cuts for you. And then you've also got the circle, which of course circle's a very, very difficult shape to cut. So wonderful that you've got those in there. So that is your first item. You've got great savings across everything in the Save a Stitch too, so that's awesome. You're buying one and you're getting one half price. For me though, the absolute deal of the show today is this. Which will make this, is that your Hawaiian dies. Now, Hawaiian appliques are very, very traditional applique stuff. We actually have some viewers from Hawaii, you know, Bernie. Maybe they've tried the Hawaiian applique dies before. What these do for you is they cut these different shapes. I love them. You've got the hibiscus, which is this one here. You also have the pineapple. You've got the tea leaf. And you also have the breadfruit in there too. So really, really awesome designs there. Absolutely brilliant. $35.98 or $41.94. Amazing value for money, but as a platinum member on these, you can save £91.18 or $106. They will cost you £28 or $33 as a platinum member, which I think is just brilliant. So that's those ones. Next up, let me grab. I had some little friends from Builder Buddy, and I moved them. I've been very organised, Bernie, and I can't find them. I've lost me to... Oh, here they are. I found them. Sorry. We've got these. This is what they make. They make the cutest little toys. If you want to gift something, you know, for a child or a toddler or something like that, these are brilliant. Now, what you get is, you get the... I have to read it, Bernie, because I can't really say it. The Builder Buddy body-based die set, which is that one just there. So that's what you're paying for. And then you're getting... you buy the base and you buy one of the accessories, which is this one, Chloe the cat, and you get the rest for free. So this one here is Ruby the rabbit. We've also got Baxter, the bear accessory. And you've also got Digby the dog on there as well. Wonderful. I think that's Digby's dicky bow there, is what, we're having a little chuckle about.
It's his bone, I've got it here.
Oh, it's his bone, is it?
Here, look. Here he is.
Digby the dog. There we go. Awesome. Brilliant. Anyway, if you want to grab a hold of those, you buy one set of the accessories and you get the body. Thank you for saving me there, Bernie. And you get the rest for free, which I think is absolutely awesome. Hawaiian dies, though. Bernie, we've got 10 minutes. You think we've got time to squeeze a demo in on these?
Oh, we've got time to squeeze a little demo in. I want to show you these samples as well. These are amazing. And I didn't know we had viewers from Hawaii. That's brilliant. I'd love to hear if anyone's watching as well. We brought these out because you try and cut those out. I'll challenge anyone to cut those out with scissors to be accurate and parallel, symmetrical. Because it would just be too different. It reminds me of when you used to make snowflakes at school. You folded the white paper up and you cut round them, didn't you? But these ones are absolutely fantastic. I mean, this one here has been hand quilted as well. Look on the back. Absolutely stunning. This is the traditional way of doing it as well. But then obviously, we've got here a fantastic table runner. And this is the bread. I'm sure this is the breadfruit. This is the one I'm going to cut anyway. This is the breadfruit one. We've done with a lovely table runner. Got 3 of those. And then something different. You can cut them out, but then, you know, I like my hoop art.
Lovely.
I think, I'm not sure, was this, might have been Zoe who made this. Apologies if it wasn't. But again, this one's been put on and then just hand stitched around the outside.
Nice.
Well, actually it's been machine stitched first, then hand stitched. So what I thought I'd do is show you quickly how to cut one out, just so you can see them working and what you get. Now, see, we did have the So Country fabric, Joe. So when I was prepping, we still had So Country fabric, which is this pink one that I've got here. But obviously it's sold out now. So well done to everyone who saw my post on Facebook on Friday and yesterday morning and bought them, because it is a deal, absolute deal. That was my deal of the show. So if you look at it, it's in a quarter. So if we had to try and bring you the full die to make that, it wouldn't fit on this machine. It would fit the Pro, but it would cost an absolute fortune. So what we've done here is I've got the fabric and I've folded it into 4. And where my folds are, I've got that under the die, and then I've stuck it down. There's little tabs that you just want to overhang. Now, this fabric just isn't ordinary fabric, Joe. I've done fabric stabiliser on it.
And that will what? Does that make it easier to die cut?
Yes. So you know what I was saying about it being ideal for applique? This is an applique method. You could put Bondo web on the back as well. I know we've got some of that on the website. You could put Bondo web on the back. It looks great cut out of faux leather and cork. I mean, and you know, absolute dream. So I'll pop that through the Gemini. And then what you're going to do is obviously open this out and place it onto to me, I personally prefer to put it on a plain background because you want this to pop. You want it to stand out. It looks absolutely amazing. So you really, really want it to stand out. And then what I like to do is I like to turn the die over and just double check that it's all cut while it's still in place. I don't know why I doubted. Look at this. But can you see, you can see that stabiliser effect on it.
Yeah, it really helps, doesn't it?
It really does help. So I'm going to lift that out of there. You're going to keep this. Now that's where I didn't line my die up properly. Because what you've got is a positive and a negative. So I'll quickly open them out. You'll see the positive and the negative. That's the little centre bit. But because you've got that stabiliser, you can see it looks like paper. And when you do this, if you just do it on fabric, you can do it on plain fabric. But what happens is it can be a bit more fiddly to open up and spread out. But that is absolutely perfect. So that's the original design. However, you've got the negative. And you're not wasting one little bit of fabric. Even the centrepiece that was cut out, you can applique that. Now, to me, I'd make a bag, one side with the positive and one side with the negative. And there's the centrepiece in the middle.
Beautiful.
So you've got both. So you're not wasting any fabric. And I just cut a 13-inch square here. It fits on perfectly. Obviously, you could do a bigger one. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
Awesome.
So yeah, so they're the Hawaiian dies.
As I said, you've got an amazing deal there on those. you are getting them today as a platinum member for £28.78. Now, individually, they should be £29.99. So platinum members are not paying for one, and you're getting all 4 of them. It's incredible value. So let me share that with you. You can see here again what you're getting. Getting the hibiscus. You also have the pineapple, the tea leaf, and the breadfruit. $35.98, $41.94. Everyone getting some sort of discount. Now, I need to just let you know, oh, good pun there, Georgina. The damask blue, it's hanging on by a thread. There you are. If it's in your basket, you do need to check it out. So if it is in your basket, check it out. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to try and check it out in a couple of minutes' time, and it's going to ask you to remove it. So definitely check it out if it is in your basket. Builder Buddy, but Builder Buddy Bernie I love these. I think these are so much fun. You can really play around, can't you, with how you decorate them, how you dress them up. How difficult are they to make? And are they something, do you think you could hand sew these if you didn't have a machine, Bernie?
Oh, you definitely can. I've just dropped my samples on the floor. 1 second.
Oh, no.
Very unprofessional, very unprofessional. I've got an array of samples here to show you. And obviously, now I know we were looking at the bone before, but how about making a little dog food mat?
Nice.
So we've got the little dog, and we've got the little bones all the way around. Now, put your fabric coat on, and then it's wiped clean.
Awesome.
Absolutely perfect. But then, I mean, the characters themselves, I mean, just look at them. I mean, how beautiful. We've got so many here. There he is with his little bone. We've got, look at them all. I mean, we've lost the heads on those two. We've got so many that they're so easy to do. You can do hoop art.
Nice.
As well. You've got that 3D element, or you've got the 2D element. And you get the base, Builder Buddy base.
So
you're going to cut 2 of your bodies out, 2 of his legs out, or her legs, 2 or 4, sorry, because you need one on each side. Do the arms, a little stuffing. Full instructions are on there. There's full videos online as well. You can then choose your head, so you get your head, but also we give you designs for the faces as well to help you out. So if you're not very good with expressions, you get the extra dies for the eyes.
Nice.
You get all those little accessories. I mean, you know, like on this one here with the cat, you get the little bag to make, and the little outfits and everything as well.
That bag?
There's a little fishy in.
Oh, how cute.
I was nearly singing the song, Little Fishy. I can't think how it goes now. It's an advert, but hey.
Have a little fishy on a little dishy, that one.
That's the one Georgina's singing it.
We can't sing because we have to sing.
The other thing as well, what I love to show is what you can do is before you cut these out with your dies, and the more multimedia dies, they go through layers, what you could do is sew on your fabric, sew some little feet, or for if you want to make a little ballet rabbit, you could put these little ballet shoes on, or do it the other way so it looks like a little pair of trousers or a little pair of leggings. So you're going to sew your fabric together first, and then die cut your pieces out, and then once you've stuffed them, that's how you're going to build them up, and then you can make then your little buddies. I think these are just so cute. I mean, that one's done a lovely felt, and a little bit of lace on the ears as well. It's just those little extra touches, and like I say, you get to make all the outfits. And obviously the bear has got the dungarees, but because you're getting the set, you can make it the little girl, as well. It doesn't have to be a little boy. We've just named them for the dies. But yeah, and then the last thing I just want to show you is this quilt. Look at this.
Beautiful. Oh, with the little characters on. How cute, Bernie.
How fabulous.
Just shows, doesn't it? There's so many different ways that you can use these, which is absolutely awesome.
So versatile.
Bernie, the winner of the creation of the show is number 1. No surprise there, those boxes.
Ooh, me boxes.
So I'll pop that up on the cabinet of creativity in a moment, and we'll see how that fares in the vote a little later tonight. Shall I share with you some of the awesome things that are coming your way for the rest of the day here on Crafters TV? It's a double Jan Super Sunday for the rest of the day, actually. We'll be here with the craft class coming up a little later. I believe we're going to be looking at all things stenciling, with a little bit of mixed media going on in there as well, so that'll always be fun. 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. West Coast, and then second chance, second chance, second chance. It's coming your way at 7 here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. West Coast. Create a card in there. We're going to have some farmhouse in there for you. It's basically your chance to get your hands on some of the best deals of the last couple of weeks, which is absolutely awesome. Please don't forget to check out your baskets on all of those gorgeous Macau fabrics that we have on the show. Bernie, an absolute pleasure as always. We will be back together next week, Bernie, and then you'll be pleased to know you get a little break from me for a few weeks after that.
I'll miss you, Joe. I'll miss you. It's been fab today. It's gone so quick as always. But for me and my little buddies. See you all next week.
See you next week, Bernie. Whatever you're up to, enjoy the rest of your day. I really hope you'll come back and join me for the rest of the shows today with the lovely Jan. Don't forget as well, everyone that places an order today on items in or on Crafters TV will get a one-off 50 bonus points credited to their Club Inspire account as well, which is fantastic. Loads of love for all of the demos. As always, as Bernie always says, if you've got any questions about anything in the show, she'll be over in the sewing group. I reckon in the next minute and a half, I reckon she'll be over there. Absolutely, she will. So you've got about 90 minutes. This is not a drill. Get a cuppa, grab some food. See you back here in 90 minutes. Take care.